Well, that was quite the game of the Slumber Dome. You may have noticed some changes, and we're going to go ahead and talk about those pretty soon here. But I wanted to point out, look at this score. 3 hours, 25 minutes, and 28 seconds. That is certainly a new record for me. So, let's talk about the Slumber Dome real quick. As you may notice, the arena looks quite different. In fact, if we take a look here, you can see it has been redesigned. So we have this new catwalk that's up here, as well as these additional platforms. And along with that, our launchers have been kind of supercharged to get us up to this top platform. I've also removed some of the cheese from the arena. We had a lot of people camping up on this ledge. Can't do that no more. It is completely flush. There is some cheesiness a little bit. I've still left this ledge right here and also this door frame because you are susceptible to a lot of the mobs in the arena. I thought it was only fair. And speaking of mobs in the arena, we now have 30 total spawn waves. So that's pretty awesome. 10 brand new spawn waves. And on top of that, an additional difficulty. So if you do end up getting over 30 rounds, you'll actually get 4 spawn waves spawning at one time. Along with that, though, to kind of counterbalance all that, there is an XP bonus system. So what that is basically if you don't kill all the mobs, or even if you do kill all the mobs, you will get additional bonuses based off of the XP levels that you have. And that could be from killing mobs and, other things as well. And then with that, you get some new special items. So there's actually some new potions that are in the game. We have one that's called the Quantum Disruptor that basically freezes all the enemies in place for about 15 seconds. Then we have another one that's called the Black Hole, which kind of sucks all the enemies in from all around the arena into one central location and also holds them there for 15 seconds. And finally, the Scanner Potion, which gives the mobs the glowing effect for, you guessed it, 15 seconds. And that's very helpful for finding those hard to find mobs, especially the tiny spiders. But XP is certainly the meta now going forward with this game. And I am going to be adding some more features later on, probably after this season. I'm running this season through the end of October. And we'll see, if anyone can beat my 3.5 hour score. We will see. I don't think they're going to. But hey, you know what? I don't count myself in the leaderboard. I made this thing, and that's not fair. That's not fair. I just want to brag about it, though. All right, so, of course, we're back here again at the storage room, as we always have. This is the happening place. It's what everything goes down is in the storage room. Let's talk a little bit about what the prizes were for the Season 1 of Slumber Dome and are basically the Awakening game. So we did have some finalists. And I technically got one of the finalist boxes, but, I made sure that first, second, and third place did not go to me. First place actually went to Fish in a Suit. I believe Live Awesome got second place, and Paul Tails got, Live Awesome got third place. Paul Tails got second place. So everybody got basically this same package here. So we had a bunch of totems, a bunch of carrots, some netherite ingots, and then varying amounts of diamond blocks, as well as a mace and these mace discs, which I have too many of. So of course, that's pretty awesome. And then along with that, I've been working down in the basement as well. So we've built some farms in between episodes here. I typically do that when I'm bored or can't figure out what I want to do. Starting things off, we have a bamboo farm. And this is kind of cool. So this is my own original design. And it's basically just a farm with a bunch of bamboo in it. Oh, there it goes. And as it grows up, it eventually will trigger that observer right there, which causes everything to fall down and get auto-crafted down below. All ends up over here, which this has been running for a very long time, and we have a lot. I've taken so much out of here, but it's incredibly fast. But because we have so much bone meal and bone blocks from up above, I actually have them all loaded in, or at least a lot of them loaded in. I swear I just heard an LA. Oh, no, that's a glow squid. Never mind. I heard the little jingle. I was like, how did an LA get down here? And no, anyways, so we can actually turn this bone meal system on, which will automatically bone meal everything if we really need a lot of bamboo all of a sudden. I don't really think we're going to need a lot of bamboo because we have quite the supply built up already. But it is a kind of cool system, though. It basically does a count of how many times it's bone mealed it, and I think it triggers this to break as well on top of that. So yeah, we can trigger that, and then of course I can also need to break that off so that we don't get anything stuck on there. One more time. All right. So that's pretty awesome, and really great source of bamboo. Probably this may come in handy when we actually build a super smelter, which I think will be happening pretty soon. Of course, you may remember our sheep farm from before. I think I've mentioned this many episodes now. I've turned this off because it is full. Above that, though, we have a sniffer pen. So I had a bunch of sniffer eggs from, exploring the archaeology stuff in the ocean. So I figured I'd go ahead and put them to work. They're sitting on a bunch of mud blocks up here. Kind of decorated that a little bit, and they've been, gathering things. It's all going down right here, which yeah, I need a good way of growing all these into flowers, because I have a ton of the seeds. And then of course, over here we have a giant cactus and cactus flower farm designed by Silentwhisperer. And I really love this design. I was originally going to just go with a traditional cactus farm and then create a second one that is a cactus flower farm. This, though, works all together as one cohesive unit. And so the way this works is there's a hopper clock timer down the bottom there, and it pushes a giant row of slime, which knocks off this entire layer. So whether it's cactus that grows here or cactus flower that grows here, either way, it's going to knock everything off. So as you can see, we have some cactus flowers, got some cactus here, and this will run, I don't know exactly what the delay is on it, but it's every few seconds or so, and you'll see it kind of push everything down, and then that ends up down in the water stream down below here, which goes into our storage down below. We've got quite a bit. Yep. Full, pretty full, also full, and yeah, definitely full. And I think we're gonna go by another season where I actually don't end up using these spawners in our basement. So of course we had a cave spider spawner right here, and there's actually multiple skeleton spawners down here as well. Don't think I'm gonna need that because we have basically a really overproductive farm up top that kind of takes care of all that. I don't remember if I showed this off. This is also a micro crop farm. So basically we turn that on and we can plant, wheat, carrots, whatever down there. This is really handy, especially for creating the mud blocks that we need, or the packed mud. So I really enjoyed this. It's nice and small. That's our rooted dirt farm from a while ago. Oh, one other thing I almost forgot. We've done some work down in our trial chambers. I don't know if I want to like dive down through all this. Let's see what we can free camp. Actually, we'll just dive down here for a sec. So of course you may remember we had everything set up down here for the trial chamber, and that was all hunky-dory, but I'm not satisfied with just one trial chamber, so I went ahead and dug a tunnel to a second trial chamber. And if we run down this for a very long time, let's see if we can kind of show it off. It ends up at another trial chamber that's kind of in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, it's way back there. You kind of see it. You can kind of peek your head through this this cave here and see. So this whole trial chamber over here is also set up, automated and everything, or semi-automated in the sense I run up to it. Everything kills itself, and then we collect the keys and loot and whatnot. I don't really want to run all the way over there because it is quite a bit distance on foot. I don't really have a rail system set up for that yet. We probably should set up a rail system like we had last season. That'd be kind of fun, where it just goes through and everything. But really, what have I been keeping myself busy with over the last few weeks? Well, I would certainly like to show you. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but this is our starter base area. So we have our cool robot builds over here. And then over here is where lore-wise there will be a temple appearing at some point, but you know, breaking the fourth wall here, that stuff doesn't just magically appear. You know, even though it does. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of mining. This is really ridiculous as far as you know, the mining off camera meme. I don't think you're ready for this. This is an insane amount of grinding. Let's go. Here's the hole that I made. It's very large. Very, very large. So the dimensions of this hole, I don't even remember now. It's several hundred blocks. I think it's like 300 blocks this way. Probably about 200 and some blocks that way. I still need to dig it out even more. But so far we have dug quite a bit. I've collected a lot of the materials, not everything, because this is just an insanely ridiculous amount of materials down here. But we got it down to, I believe this is, let's see, Y level -37. I need to take it down to -40. So we're almost there. We got a few more layers to go. This was actually, if you believe it or not, with you can kind of see my water landing here. This used to be like a 100-block drop, but it's now not. And yeah, I've been collecting a lot of things. So stone was one of the things that I was grabbing everything originally, and I have like 200 plus shulker boxes of stone. I don't need any of that. Also have a bunch of other stuff. So diorite, andesite, granite. I think in the middle here we kind of had a little bit of everything. So we got, you know, like copper ore, the deep. Dripstone, more copper ore, dirt. Of course, you know, the other thing that I also became, aside from the owner of the largest hole on the server, is, well, I am also now the richest person on the server. Look at all that. Isn't that crazy? That's so many diamonds, is what I would say if I didn't have a whole nother shulker box full of them as well. Yeah, so it's a lot. And of course, on top of all that, you know, I also have what's in here. I did break down some already. I've already taken out several stacks of diamonds out of here, but I have yet to break down everything yet. But yeah, I think we're good. And as you can see, this cave is so large that the shaders don't even work correctly. It can't figure out shadows. There's a spider down there. It can't figure out shadows. Let's just turn that off for a bit. But yeah, you can see it is ridiculous. So what is this going to be all for? Well, as I've mentioned, I think, for a while now, and what we'll be alluding to once we get to that part in the lore, is this is going to be for our next massive, 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 emphasis on massive game. It is going to be my take on MCC's Sands of Time, and it is going to be very large. It is going to be a randomly generated dungeon in the sense that there's going to be multiple rooms that you will be accessible and not accessible depending on the seed of your run. And because of that, I needed an extremely large area to work with. It's also, unlike the normal MCC, is going to be multi-level. Kind of think of like a Decked Out 2, where you've got multi-levels that you go down through. So we're going to have some of that stuff as well. I believe, how many beacons do we have in here? I think it's like, I think there's 6 over there, 2 over here. So that's a lot. I may end up still digging out this area right here. So we may end up having to connect that up over here. I couldn't go as far back as that wall because I was hitting the ocean at that point, but I think I still want to take this back down this way. So that might be another few million blocks as well. Oh yeah, how many blocks did I mine out of here? Well, a lot. Let's see. So if we take a look at our statistics, we can see that I've mined out 2.3, almost 2.4 million stone blocks, and also 2.2 million deep slate. And then all of this as well adds up to quite a bit. If we look at the actual number here, it ends up being about 5.6 million when you look at what I've actually broken with my pickaxe. This is only 311,000 because that's just with the diamond pickaxes and stuff. I mainly use my main pickaxe, but I also brought some from the shop as well to kind of use, and this is also previous to this whole tunnel thing here. Anyways, it's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, lots of supplies. Along with this, you know, I've got quite a few of the spawners from the dungeon. So we've got, you know, spider spawners, zombie spawners and stuff. Not as many as I thought we would have, but quite a few. So there's like 3 over here. I think there's a few more over here. Yeah, we got 1 down there. There's a few more in the back here. Probably gonna be more over here as well. Lots and lots of stuff. But yeah, I'm well up on any of my stone types, any of my ore blocks. I've actually overflowed my storage for ore blocks, which is nuts. And that's before I even bring all of this stuff over there. So yeah, it's crazy. Also, it's very hard to get out of this cave. Let's do our best here. We just aim for one of the beacon holes. Usually that's easy enough. Okay, let's see. And oh, did it. We did it. I'm stuck. What the? Why is there a bee in here? Oh yes, also forgot to mention, we gave out these cool trophies for the Awakening game as well. So those are pretty cool. Kind of reused these from last year from the One Chunk Challenge, but it's such a cool trophy that, you know, of course we got to have it for 2 seasons. So as I was saying, also, I am full up on everything. So as you can see, we have tons of ore overflowing into all of this as well. Mentioned that our stone and everything, of course, our stone supply is completely topped off. Gravel, I need to bring over more. I did let a lot of that despawn. Deep slate, tough, andesite, you know, everything is pretty much full. And we even have overstock in our full shulkers as well. It is insane. So, you know what they say, you know, first we mine and then we craft, right? So, let's Minecraft or something. So I've done a ton of mining, so I think it's time we do a ton of crafting. In that case, a ton of building. And I think that's what we're going to have to start doing here very soon as I design and put together our take on the Sands of Time. But that's all for now, I think. It's been kind of a chaotic, crazy mess over here. And hopefully next time we'll actually have stuff that we start and finish and not just, you know, show the finished product and everything. So until next time, safe travels, everyone.